Hi everybody, it's Laura from EarthTreks Crystal City here, coming at you for a new month of online fitness and yoga, all of that awesome training and fitness that you're missing from your gyms, provided to you for free from us. I'm so excited to be with you for another month of this, staying strong together. So we have a sequence tonight. It's going to be 12 exercises for 45 seconds each, except for a little variation down the end, but we'll get to that. The exercise is going to be very different tonight as far as like from one to the other. So I do want to go through everything to begin with, do a little demo, just to make sure we're all on the same page to start. I'm going to be demoing real fast, and then we're going to jump right in, and then we will do a little cool down after that. So just to begin, one thing I recommend tonight, there is a little bit of core plus cardio at the beginning in our first set. And so I do recommend having sneakers for that, especially if you want a little bit of cushioning. I will give you some lower impact versions of the exercises that we're doing for that sequence though. So keep that in mind as well. I also recommend having some water. Some of the exercises we're doing tonight have a variation where you could use weights. So tonight, again, I've got my trusty ankle weight that I have doubled up on itself that I'm going to be using, but you can really use anything for a weight, anything laying around your house. You can use a full water bottle or an empty water bottle, depending on how you're feeling today. You can use, like heavy pair of shoes, I don't know, whatever. The point is that get creative with it. If you do want to use weights, there are some exercises for opportunities. So we're going to start off with a sit-up and a reach today. This actually is an opportunity to use a weight. I'm going to show you without it first. So I'm going to start with my feet planted, knees are up. I'm going to have my arms up overhead. And then I'm going to sit up and then lift my arms up towards the ceiling. So I'm going all the way up here, trying to keep my arms up the entire time, really reaching those hands up. Now that becomes a little too challenging for you. You can also keep your hands here, lift, reach when you get to the top. That's another good option. And if you do want to jazz it up a little bit with a weight, then you can hold it here. You can also come back above your head, bring it up, and then lift at the top. Like that, to use your weight. So good options for weights for the first one and also some modifications. After that, we're going to get into a little bit of cardio. We're going to do plank bunny hops today. So for my bunny hop, I'm basically going to be in a straight arm plank. So here's my nice push-up position, right? Everything nice and tucked in, tailbone tucking under, belly button sucked towards your spine. And then I'm going to hop in with both feet and hop back out. I'm trying to do this as lightly as possible. So if you're trying to avoid impact, just think really light on your toes here. If you are not into jumping today, totally fine. Variation for this, from the plank, you can step in one at a time and step back out, okay? After that, we're gonna do a variation of that exercise we started with, but we're gonna have butterfly legs for this one. So soles of the feet together, knees are going out to the sides. Then what I'm gonna do is sit all the way back. Arms are gonna go up overhead. And then I'm doing the same thing that I did in that first exercise with this leg variation instead, but we're going to be doing this double time. So in that first one, opportunity to build a little strength, add the weight if you want to. This one is an opportunity to do some core while building a little bit of cardio. So I'm going up. Momentum is actually going to be your friend in this one, so try to really knock those out as fast as you can. Always an option to slow it down if you're not feeling the double time speed. That's okay. And then for our last sequence of this core-y kind of cardio, we're going to be doing plyo spiders. So again, in a plank position, from here, I'm going to be bringing my foot all the way to same side hand. So all the way into basically like a lizard lunge for all my yogis out there. And then stepping it back, same thing on the other side. Now this is the low impact version. If you want to kick it up a notch from here, then you're going to be trying to do these quickly, okay? Switching back and forth from side to side. This is a difficult one. It's totally natural to be switching back and forth quite a lot at the beginning, and then maybe take a little break, switch the low impact version about halfway through, give it another jolt toward the end if you can. So that's our first set of 4. Second one, we're going to be doing lemon squeezers. So lemon squeezers, out into my hollow body position, and then back in, knees tucking towards my chest, arms hovering at my sides. So I'm going in and out, trying to keep my feet off the ground the entire time for this one, trying to keep my hands off the ground the entire time for this one too. Modifications though, you can keep your hands down at the side. Sometimes people find that to be a little easier. And also, if you need to, no shame in holding onto your thighs to give yourself a little bit of an extra pull, especially if you have any sort of pain in your hip flexors, the front of your hips. That is going to be a good alternative. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to do a superhero swim today, get into our posterior chain a little bit. So I'm going to be extended out, basically in sort of like a starfishy kind of position. And then I'm going to squeeze everything up. So hands and feet totally off the floor. And then I'm doing alternating lifts. So opposite hand and opposite foot are lifting at the same time. Now you can do this slowly, or you can do it quickly and flutter, up to you. That's a nice fun one, just to get into the back body a little bit. After that, we're going to be doing side planks, so 2 rounds of side planks, one on one side, one on the other. And we're going to be doing a little variation on our side plank today. So I like to do these in a forearm plank. You're welcome to do these in a straight arm plank, up to you. But I definitely recommend, if you have any wrist issues, try the forearm plank. Same thing with feet. You can have your feet stacked, one on top of the other, or you could have one in front of the other, or any sort of variation, plank, fun, leg that you want, right? But this is going to make things a little bit easier for you. This is going to make things a little more challenging balance-wise. Now what we're going to do for our plank is tuck the top arm under and then lift it up towards the ceiling. So I'm tucking and then lifting, okay? So 45 seconds of that all on one side. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hey, Nance. We have a cat friend. Come say hi. Okay. Maybe if you do the whole workout, you get to see the kitty again at the end. Side planks on both sides. And then that's the end of our second set. Set number 3. We're going to start with a Mason twist. This is again an opportunity to use your weight if you would like to. So my knees are coming up, hovering in towards my chest. My feet are off the floor. Some people like to cross one leg for this. I do recommend that if you are doing that, try to switch them at some point as well, just so you're not getting it all on one side. So keep those legs up, and then I'm tapping down. If I'm using a weight, I'm tapping the weight completely down, trying to look all the way up over my shoulder. If I don't have a weight, I'm just tapping my arms, okay? And if this is a little much, either on your low back or on your hip flexors, you can put your feet down for this one, still lean it back a little bit, and do this from a position with your feet down instead. So always a good option. We're going to flip it over into a plank now. We're going to do a plank step out. So I'm stepping all the way out to the side as far as I can. I might need to come a little bit closer to the camera for this one so I don't hit the wall. But I'm going to go all the way out, trying to get a 90-degree angle with my legs if I can, and then stepping it back. Same thing on the other side, and back. So I'm trying to maintain a nice stable plank while I'm doing that, and really stepping that leg as far as I can. Try to lift and step rather than sliding your leg along the floor, especially if you're in socks or you're on a slippery kind of surface. Really kind of lift, get into the outsides of those hips a little bit too. That is the end of, oh no, actually, sorry, still in the middle of this set. Bicycle crunches are coming up next. Opposite elbow to outside of opposite knee. And again, your low back should remain on the floor during this one. If you're having trouble keeping your low back down, lift your legs a little bit higher on that one. And then to finish off this set, actually, we're going to be doing, again, one you need a little bit of space for from side to side. We're going to be doing some windshield wipers with the legs. You can do these with a bent knee or a straight knee. But basically what I'm going to do is spread my arms out into a T shape, lift my legs up into the air, and then drop them down and lift them back up. Now it's very difficult to do this with control. Bending your knees on this one will be a little bit easier. It's very important not to just go whack and dump your legs onto the floor. Those last couple of inches coming down and coming back up are really going to be working your obliques. So really important to get that going on either side. Okay. And then finally, to finish off tonight for our last set, we're going to be doing 3 minutes of a modified hollow body and a top of the foot plank. So similar to something we ended with last week, but we're doing it for a little bit longer. So we're doing slightly different exercises for this one. So for the modified hollow body, what we're doing for this one is a bent knee hollow body, but I'm not doing it from here. I'm trying to hover my toes just off the ground, which is actually a lot harder than it looks. Now, this here will not feel like much if you already have a strong core. So really try and keep the bend in those knees extended and really glue that low back down to the ground, okay? You're also welcome to do the full hollow body version for this as well, but we are doing 3 whole minutes, so up to you. And then we're gonna flip it over to top of the foot plank tonight. This is one of my favorites, but it can be a little hard on your feet. Another reason I recommend sneakers for this particular one. I'm gonna do this in a forearm plank, flipping it over. Feet are glued together, and then legs are glued together. I'm lifting and pressing. So basically, extending through my upper back. It looks like I'm doing a hollow body upside down, belly scooped out. Legs are as straight as they can be, zippering everything all together. Really common mistake I see in this one is people let their heels spread out to the sides and let their legs come apart. You really want to take your heels, zipper those together, zipper all the way up your legs, squeeze everything together. It's going to take a lot of the pressure off of your feet. You really want to have your shoelaces down for this one, but if you're not used to being in that position, it can be a little bit painful. So if you're really screaming in this one, go ahead and flip it over into just a regular plank. That's fine. So we're going to begin. I am going to be playing a little bit of music for us, but y'all probably won't be able to hear it because I spilled water on my speaker about 10 minutes before class tonight. So I'm going to be playing some a little bit on my phone, which just quietly in the background. Welcome to listen to whatever gets you going. Again, have a little bit of water. We've got 45 seconds on the clock. So remember, our first exercise is that sit up with a reach. And I'm going to add my weight for this one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So we're trying to lift it all the way up. If you have the weight, you can lift it all the way back over your head as well in the reclined position. If you're not using a weight, then try and keep those arms straight up. Try to avoid the temptation to reach past your knees. Instead, think straight up with those arms the whole time. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everybody. We're flipping over. We're going into our plank bunny hops. So remember, you pretty much have about 10 to 15 seconds to transition here before we're ready for the next exercise. So keep breathing, keep going. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. And back up. Remember, trying to get a low impact landing on those toes. Always the modification for this is stepping it in, stepping it back out. Keep it going here. Get about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. We're going into our fast sit-up. So remember, we're doing this one pretty quickly. Optional weight for this one if you are doing it slowly. Otherwise, try and pick up the speed. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. You're really trying to reach the chest through the arms at the top. Momentum is your friend for this one, so keep it going. About 15 seconds left. Three, 2, 1, rest. Beautiful. All right, everybody. We're flipping it over. We're going into our plyo spiders. So remember, a couple different versions for this. Do whatever you feel most comfortable with. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. So remember, for these, we're stepping it out, trying to get it all the way towards our hands and back. And if you want to kick it up, we're trying to do this with a little bit of speed. Really try and keep those hips sinking down. Breathe. And about 10 seconds. Stay strong. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everyone. That's the end of our first set. First 4 exercises are done. Get a sip of water. So remember our next set, starting over with lemon squeezers. All right, here we go. Set up for 3, 2, 1, lemon squeezers. Extend, crunching it in. Remember, no shame in taking a modification on this one. Grabbing your legs, placing your hands on the floor. Keep breathing. About 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1, rest. All right, everyone, we're flipping it over, going into our superhero swim. So remember, hands and feet lifted off the ground. Here we go. 3, 2, one, go for it. So remember, you can do these quickly or slowly, up to you. This is a little challenge in coordination. Remember, opposite hand, opposite foot. Squeeze your glutes. Ten seconds left. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right. Take a second here. Going into our side planks. Remember, with these side planks, if you prefer, you can hold them instead of doing the arm tuck and reach. But up to you. Try and give it a shot if you can. You can always modify to having your bottom knee down or both knees down if you need to. 3, 2, 1, pick it up. So if you are with me in this version, reaching all the way up, tucking underneath. This is actually another opportunity if you have a small weight, you can hold this in your hands to get even more of a challenge. Keep those hips lifted. 10 seconds. Feel those obliques working. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good, take a second here. And we're switching it to the other side. Here we go, y'all. 3, 2, 1, pick it up. Keep breathing, keep it lifted. Almost there, 10 seconds, you got it. Two, one, rest. All right, y'all. Halfway through this whole thing, that was the end of the second set. Get a sip of water. All right, coming up, we have Mason twists, our plank step out, bicycle crunches, and those windshield wipers, which I know y'all are missing from doing in the air at the gym, right? Well, this is a nice at-home version for you. So remember, for those Mason twists, opportunity to use weight. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Trying to look all the way over your shoulder here. Balancing on those sit bones. Those are the bones that you sit on. Try and keep those feet lifted. 10 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. All right, everyone, we're flipping it over. We're getting into our plank. Remember, you have some space around you for this one, for 2 of the exercises in this set, actually. So make sure you have a little bit of space from side to side, so you can really get a nice 90-degree angle on those planks. So we go 3, 2, 1, go for it. Try and step it all the way out and all the way back in. Try to let the hips move around too much in this one either. Keep that core tight. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job, everybody. Sitting it back, preparing for our bicycle crunches. Remember, opposite elbow to the outside of opposite knee. Really get that twist in. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Try and get head, neck, and shoulders off the ground for this one. Just checking our time. We got 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Getting set up for our windshield wipers. Remember, you can have a bent knee or a straight knee for this one. The straighter your legs are, the harder this is going to be, okay? Try and glue those legs together, whether they're straight or bent. Just want to make sure I don't spill any more water. Okay. Here we go, everyone. Laying on our back, arms are out on the teeth. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So dropping the legs over with control, lifting them back up. I think I need a little bit more space. There we go. I know everyone always really wondered what the underside of my sneakers look like. Now is the time. So remember, always modify this. Dropping it to the side, bringing it back up. Still a nice workout for those obliques, especially if you're doing it nice and slow and with control. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, that's the end of set number 3. We're almost through this workout, y'all. We're going into our last set. So remember, this is going to be our hollow bodies and our top of the foot plank. Now, I'm going to be doing that hollow body with a bent knee today, but please feel free to take whatever variation that you would like. And remember, no cheating with that bent knee. Really try and extend the leg. It's just a little bend, and those toes are hovering just off the floor. All right, everyone. We're going for it. Last set. We're doing this continuously. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in one, 30 seconds in the other, then starting over 3 times. You got it. Stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Hollow body. So again, bending the knees, hovering the toes just off the floor. Low back is glued down. Head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. 10 more seconds. Keep that core tight. Suck the belly button down to the spine. 2, 1, and flip it over right into our top of the foot plank. So remember, lifting it up, shoelaces down, glue everything together all the way up, squeezing through, separating through the shoulder blades. Scooping it out. Always find to turn your toes over. Modify to a regular plank. 2, 1, flipping it over. Hollow body. Hover those toes. Low back glued down. There should be no space here. You need to stay with it 5 more seconds here. 2, 1, and flipping it over back into our plank. Halfway through these. Lifting it up, shoelaces on the floor. Press into the floor with your elbows. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Flip it over. Last one. Last minute of your workout. Right into that hollow body. Don't let those feet creep up to here. Keep them extended. Almost there. Got about 10 more seconds here. Stay with it. 3, 2, 1. Flip it over. Last one. Last 30 seconds. Push the ground away. Stay with it. 15 seconds left. You can do this. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful job. 3 straight minutes of hollow bodies and planks. Excellent work. All right, everyone. We're going to go into a little bit of a cool down now, a little bit of a stretch, especially our low back, so a little bit of work today. We're going to give them a little bit of love. So let's start by laying all the way on our back, hugging those knees in, just doing some circles on the low back today, especially if any of you watching were working from home today, like I know a lot of you have been. A lot of the times our homes aren't the most conducive to sitting around on the computer all day. So you end up in a hunched over position. Your low back really can suffer here. So you want to try and get some stretching in during the day. Make sure you're getting up, taking some walks. It was so nice today. Enjoy the weather if you can. Cross that knee over, looking towards the opposite shoulder. Trying to keep that shoulder on the ground if you can. Thinking about bringing out the spine. Two more deep breaths here. I'm taking my opposite hand to help guide that knee down towards the ground to get a deeper stretch. And slowly bring everything back in. Again, rolling it out a little bit on our low backs here before switching sides. Extending that other leg out. Bringing one knee in. And bringing it across the body. Arms go out. And turning the head to gaze over the shoulder, opposite the direction that your knee is going. One more deep breath here. And slowly bring everything back in. And again, just a little low back circle here. Beautiful. We're going to do a couple little rolls and roll up to a seated position. I'm going to go into a little butterfly here. Got a little bit of a butterfly in before today, but it's also the feet together, hands on the ankles, elbows on the insides of those knees. We're helping to push the knees away down towards the floor and curve into the spine, dropping the head towards the feet as the knees go out to the side. You may feel this in your low back. You may feel it in the outsides of your hips. One more deep breath here. And slowly bring that up. I'm going to extend one leg out to the side, curl the other leg in. Now you're also welcome to go out into a full straddle for this one too. But for this, it's really going to be more about my side body and less about my hamstring. So I'm going to be reaching in front of my leg, my extended leg, taking the top arm up and over, and I'm actually going to bring it behind my head and bring the elbow up towards the ceiling first. So I'm really trying to turn my chest out and up towards the ceiling, keeping that elbow pointed up towards the ceiling. Now you're also trying to keep both sit bones on the ground for this. You should feel this all along this side of your body. And now you can continue to reach for the toe if you would like. The reason why I have the elbow position first is because in this position, it really takes an extra effort, especially if you're all the way by your toe, to keep that top shoulder turned out. Whereas you actually get more of a turnout if you don't grab onto anything with that top hand. Slowly bring it up, shake everything around a little bit, and go to the other side. Same thing, arm in front of the extended leg. I'm reaching up and over, but taking that top hand, reaching it back behind my head, and pointing the elbow, tip of the elbow, towards the ceiling. And this should feel like a stretch from my side body into my low back. This is less about my hamstring. Good, you can reach that arm out and over for the toe if you'd like. And slowly roll on out of that. Give everything a wiggle around. And we are done tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining me for Crystal City's first class of May. Happy May the 4th, or May the 4th be with you for all of my fun Star Wars folks out there. I also want to say happy anniversary to two of the Crystal City assistant directors. It is their wedding anniversary today. So if you happen to know them, give them a shout. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you every Monday for the rest of this month. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong. Bye, y'all.